All right. So I was trying to find the box to these new Monster LED lights that I just got because they are super lit. I mean, look, like I've been having mad fun for the past couple of days just changing colors. I know I'm late to the party, but these ones are really dope. But let me just get this blue popping. And you know what? While I do this, let's just roll the intro and then we'll be right back. What's up, guys? It's your boy Dev Dooley back on the channel. I know it's been a while since you've seen me, but I've really just been I took a jump back into the creative space full time. So I really wanted to help out everybody here, and stay tuned for the end of the video when I'm going to give away some free presets and I'll show you guys how to get those. All right. But what I wanted to do really was just show you guys my process when it comes to shooting at night and how I edit those photos and things like that. So I have LightRoom pulled up here, and I'm going to show you like some before and after shots so you can kind of really see exactly what my process is when it comes to shooting. So let's just jump right into it. So I was walking around, clearly you see here it's 14th Street. I was down in Chinatown, Doyer Street area up in New York City in Manhattan. And these are the photos that I took that night. So you see a lot of them have like very dark tones, very moody feels. And see here, this is a before and after of these two shots. So this is what will be available in the pack that I'm giving to you guys later. But really, I really want to show you guys, let's actually go over a photo that I haven't edited yet. And then I'll just show you exactly like what my process is starting from scratch. So let me just find a nice photo. Let's see. The Doyer Street ones are cool. Actually, these have, we just went over this, but these have very nice tones, a lot of different colors in it. So I really want to show you guys what I do. So to start off, I always just straighten my horizon line, because if anything is crooked in my photo, it kind of just throws it off. It throws my composition off. And one thing I'm huge about is the composition. All right, so I always just I always do it auto, or sometimes if it can't actually, if Lightroom can't fix it itself, I'll just go in and manually do it. But the first thing I'm gonna do here is I want these colors to pop a lot more, and I feel like it is a little bit bright. So I'm actually gonna take my exposure down a little bit, and I'm also gonna pull my highlights down, because you see in some of these signs, it's all whited out. So if I pull my highlights down, that should save it just a little bit. And then I'm going to take my texture up a little bit as well, just to make everything feel a little bit more crunchy. I guess that's a cool word. Clarity I'll take up just a little bit, because if you see, like when you slide clarity up, and this is actually some people's looks, it makes it really crisp, and it makes it too crisp for me. I mean, it's like, you know, I really don't like that. So I'm just gonna take it up just a little bit. I'm also going to sharpen, which I always do. It's already up a little bit, but I'm just gonna bump it just because it makes me feel better when I do. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is actually go to my tone curve here. And what I like to do a lot of times is actually add a little bit of a fade. So if you don't move your tone curve from where it is, and don't actually add like an S curve or anything like that, if you just take this beginning point and pull it up, it'll actually add a little bit of fade into your photos, which a lot of people didn't know how to achieve that effect. This is exactly how you can do it, just by using your tone curves. It's just by literally sliding this side of it up. And also, for those who don't know, with the tone curve, this bottom half right here is your shadows, and up here is your highlights, and the center of this is your midtones. So you can see all of my, it's a very dark photo, so all of the information in this photo is pretty much on the shadow side of things. So I'm gonna add this, I'm gonna bring this up just a little bit. And then I'm actually going to take my shadows down in the photo, and I'm going to add a little bit of contrast as well, just because I want to see some of those colors start to pop. Where are we at? Am I bugging? I'm tripping. There we go. All right. So add a little bit of contrast there, and you see it's really starting to pull those colors out in the beginning, and we'll just take a before and after here. So we started right here, and we're ending up right on the right side right here. So Next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to go down to my color palette, I'll say here, the saturations and everything, and I'm actually going to start to boost some of the colors that I want to see more. So one of the cool things about this photo that I liked is that there's this guy just standing there, and I had to wait about 15 minutes, you know, really just to get this shot because there were cars there were people walking, and I really just wanted, I mean, it was probably about 11, 12 o'clock at night, and I really just wanted an empty street. But after I took it, I noticed that this guy is standing here and I really like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to boost the reds because I really want that to be, you know, a standout piece of the photo. So now we'll see, you'll see when we actually look at the final photo. Next I'm going to take my greens up because this green on this wall over here just looks really awesome. And my blues. Now blue is actually, this whole center of this photo is a lot of blue hues, so this is probably going to make it pop a lot as well. So we'll see if I boost it all the way up. This is what I'm getting. I feel like that looks a little bit fake though, so I'm just going to make it seem really strong and take it up just a little. Let me see what the aquas are doing, and not really getting a lot of the aqua there. And another thing I could do if I wanted to was actually play around with the split toning, add a certain color to my highlights, add another color to my shadows. I'm just going to try this out and add some blue to my shadows, and I'm going to take the saturation down just a little bit. There we go. So now it looks like that blue is actually stretched all the way down the street. And then let's see if I add in my highlights a little bit of yellow. There we go. Actually, I don't like that shade of yellow. I'm going to bump it. There we go. It's like more like a green actually, and my saturation is all the way up. I'm still going to take that down because I don't want to mute out any of the blues or any of that stuff like that, get in the way. So if I remove it completely, this is where we are with all of the blue, and as I introduce green, you'll see that it starts to take some of those tones away. So I actually like what I'm getting. I am going to add some grain because, you know, what photo doesn't have grain, so clearly that's too much. And the grain slider, guys, it's one of those things where, like, if you add too much, it can be too much. Sometimes, like, it actually looks good with a lot of grain. But really, what I normally do is I just slide it all the way to 100, and then I slide back and forth, and I kind of figure out that nice sweet spot that I like for the photo. So there's some grain in there. And I'm actually not even mad at this edit that I'm getting so far. I mean, I took the highlights down. It still blew them out a little bit. So let's see if I move these down a little bit more. It makes the photo too dark in my opinion. So let's go here, and there we go. So let's see if there's anything else I want to add here. See, the blacks is crushing those. This is really already fine because I really only see black up here in the sky, which I'm not really interested in seeing anyway. Let's see. Now I'm gonna actually, yeah, there we go. So my phase was fine where it was. And honestly, guys, I think that's actually pretty much it. So here's a before and after of what I got. This is what it was before. Here's the after here. And that's the basic process of like one of my street photos. Now I guess we can actually just go through another one because this actually didn't take long at all. So let's see what else I could actually do, what might be a little challenging or anything like that. Let's see here. Here we go. This was just a random shot. I think this was towards the end of the night. But I'm gonna do the same thing I said first. I'm gonna hit auto here. I'm gonna start off and let it crop or let it straighten out the image. So that's that. And let's see here. It's the same thing. My highlights are very high, so I'm gonna pull those down just a little bit. My texture and clarity is gonna go up. Let's see, I'll put it at 20 again. Or 21 is fine. My clarity is gonna go up here. So you'll start to see the definition actually being pulled out of these photos by your texture and your clarity. I'm not gonna touch the vibrance or saturation. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna mess with my color wheel again. It's not a wheel, but you know, whatever. So here we go. So now we're bringing out those blues. What other tones do I have in here that I want to bring out? Yellows. I got a lot of yellows here. This could be cool. I think this is going to be very different from the original edit that I did. But yeah, let's just see what we come out with. So orange it's clearly in the photo. Do I like it there or do I not? Let's just go here. Reds. No, I'm gonna bump that up just because you really only see the red on the right side of the photo. So I kind of want this, you know, from a composition standpoint, I really want this to be seen, and I really want to pull that out. So I took the red all the way up. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to add, my sharpening is probably fine already as it is, but let's actually just do some split toning on this photo as well. So if I move, actually let's just go here, I'll add some blues. And to my shadows, I'll add, nope. I think I'm gonna add blues to my shadows. I'm gonna go opposite. So I'm gonna go blues to my shadows, take my saturation down, and then I'm gonna add another brighter color like a yellow to the highlights. Nice. Actually, I'm gonna go more of a green look. And I mean, I don't know, I'm not really liking this photo too much, but let's see if I can change my own mind, right? What happens if I start to mess with my tone curve here a little? Not really happy with this one, to be honest with you. Not one of my best edits. But the great thing about this is that if I don't like my edit, I could actually just go to one of my presets here and apply one of those. And I call it the Doyer Street package just because Doyer Street is in Chinatown up in Manhattan. But yeah, so I could easily, if I'm not liking it, let's just go back to the original photo here. So I'll just reset this. I'm gonna crop it again, auto, and then I'm just gonna see which one of my filters I actually like on there, if any. Here we go. So I mean, I could settle on this one. It's not bad. It's pretty moody. It could be a nice desktop background or something like that on the computer. But like I said, I'm not 100% happy with it either. This probably just isn't one of the better shots that I took that night. Just walking around, you know, not 100% of the shots that you take are going to be great. But definitely just, if you're feeling indifferent about it, take the picture and sometimes you'll shock yourself and actually find that a photo that you didn't think you would like, you actually love it. So here's a photo actually that exact thing happened, right? So I was out, I took the photo of this cop car just because, like, I'm a real big fan of 13th Witness. He's just a super dope street photographer. He shoots so much, but his colors are always crisp. His night photography is always like just perfect in my opinion. So I was really trying to go for, like, I'm like, yo, if I was 13th Witness, or if 13th Witness was here, what would he do? What kind of edit would he apply? And I kind of came up with something like this. I think I actually went with my Doyer Street 8 filter. And that's just because he normally has like a nice little fade to the photos, and everything just feels very, very moody again. And also, guys, if you didn't like this, there's nothing wrong with like moving up the crop if this is your photo, and just taking the photo like that. I actually like it with the cone in there for whatever reason. But yeah, so this is my editing process, guys. So just toy around with what's in your program, your highlights, your shadows. Don't be afraid to put something all the way up and then take it back down. Finding your style is all about just practicing and figuring out what you like and what your eye starts to move to, or what your eye starts to seek out. You know what I mean? So as you edit, you'll notice that, hey, look, a lot of my photos have this bluish hint. That could be your signature look, or not. I mean, it just depends on what you're doing with it. And now I guess I'll just tell you guys that I actually took this Doyer Street pack and I put it on my website. All you have to do is go to devondooley.com, go to shop, and add it to cart and check out. Now, I do ask for your email and phone number just so that way I can keep you guys posted with, you know, any of the cool giveaways that I'm doing. I can hit you guys direct. I promise I'm not gonna spam you. But yeah, go check out that pack. It's completely free. Check out the website, see if there are any photos you like, and feel free to drop a comment below and let me know if there's anything that you want to learn on the channel, you want to see in the future. So like, comment, subscribe, guys, and until next time, this is Dev Dooley.